So I take the position that feminism is absolutely destructive to society. The only healthy society that we can have is a patriarchal society. If you look at the history of the world, the history of civilizations, we notice that the natural formation, the natural structure that all societies, almost across the board, maybe a few tribal societies have had a matriarchy, but most societies fall into some form of natural hierarchy. Hierarchy is found in nature. We see it in the animal kingdom. We see it in the manimal kingdom that we inhabit. And when we look through history, we find certain civilizations have flourished, particularly with a worldview or a philosophy that gives it its social cohesion. The longest running civilization in history, the most successful, the most prosperous, was Byzantium. Byzantium was an Orthodox Christian imperium dating back to the time of Constantine all the way up into the 1400s, when it fell to Islam due to liberalization, due to forms of modernization, certain economic open borders policy, shall we say, that led to the decline of Byzantium. So even in the most successful civilization in history, in Byzantium, we begin to notice that the liberalization of that society is what led to its decline and its eventual collapse, and even falling to Islam. If we fast forward to modernity, we look at women's rights, or the idea of the first wave of feminism. Feminism finds its origins in French revolutionary philosophy, which led to the first wave, I should say. French revolutionary philosophy with Mary Wollstonecraft and others posited the idea of absolute equality in society based around the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, all of which were revolutionary at the time and sought to overthrow not just the church and not just the state or the monarchy or a patriarchal society, but all society, all areas of life had to be revolutionized. Since that time, we've had second wave feminism, we've had third wave feminism. Third wave feminism, interestingly, which not many people know, was actually funded by very wealthy, powerful oligarchical elites. In fact, in the Rockefellers' authorized biography, there's an entire chapter on Abby Rockefeller's funding of third wave feminism and Cell 16, which was the most radical form of this. This is really what prepared the way for the absolute insane degeneracy that we see in today's society. Western civilization, in other words, could not have gotten to the point that we're at had we not had first, second, and third wave feminism preparing the way for the absolute and total revolution against all natural order, all biological order, and the notion of patriarchy itself. In fact, many of the famous feminists over the last several decades have openly said that in order to destroy Western civilization, they would have to destroy the masculine archetype, the patriarch.